Welcome back, all of you rock and roll headbangers. It's another episode of The Greatest Music Producers. Today, let's talk about a legend behind the soundboard, Michael Wagener, the German-born rock music producer who didn't start behind the soundboard. He started with a guitar. Born in 1949 in Hamburg, Wagener was the original guitarist for the metal band Accept. But at 18, life threw a curveball. He was drafted into the West German Army and stationed 350 miles from home. Practicing with Accept became impossible, so he quit the band. After his military service, Wagener pivoted in 1972, diving into audio engineering in Hamburg. Through a friendship with singer Don Dokken, he found his calling. By the 80s, Wagener was a rock production titan. Wagener moved to Los Angeles. In 1981, he produced the first Dokken album and would go on to produce such seminal albums as Skid Row's self-titled debut, which sold 5 million copies in the U.S. alone. Wagener also mixed Metallica's 1986 classic Master of Puppets. He also engineered the single version of Janet Jackson's Black Cat, his only pop collaboration. His sound, massive guitars, thunderous drums, and soaring vocals, Mötley Crüe, Dokken, and White Lion all leaned on his magic touch. Wagener's genius was in the details, hours spent perfecting every tone. In the 90s, he built Wireworld Studio in Nashville. Well, really just outside of Nashville, in the home of Charlie Daniels. You can look that up. Here's a quote from the legend himself. "Some bands are very open-minded and you can make suggestions about musical changes or ideas, and they will pick it up and make it their own. Others don't want a lot of outside influences because they are scared it would take away from their creativity or credit. In those cases, if you want to achieve a certain result, you have to plant a creative seed, which in a few days will turn into the result you are looking for, but it still seems like it was all the idea of the musician, him, herself. The downside, of course, is that the musician looks at it as if he did all the work, and the producer didn't really do anything. The logical next step for those kind of musicians is to produce their next album themselves, their ego telling them they don't need a producer, and like in the above-mentioned case, they might fall flat on their face and come up with an album that doesn't sell anywhere near what the previous one did. Even now, at 75, he's mixing and mentoring, keeping rock alive. From Accept's early riffs to Sunset Strip anthems, Wagener's journey screams rebellion. The next time you got your balls to the wall, tip your hat to the man who made it roar. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Rock Doc Shorts. Please go and hit that subscribe button. That way you can always be updated when we drop another Rock Doc short or a Here It Is Rock Doc. Peace.